Alright, time for a Nocturne game. It's going to be a beginner's guide to Nocturne, who is at the same time the champion I'd recommend you the most to play if you're a beginner. Because he is by far the easiest with by far the most linear way of playing the game. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm not going to deviate from it. It's the same game pattern. You can use this all the way up to Diamond, which is what I've done in many videos below, up to Master even probably, until you really have to start varying things a bit more. So yeah, it's definitely the champ I would recommend you to pick up. I'm going to place the ward over here, go for the Oracle Lens and reset. Also another thing to mention right before we get started, about 60% of the people who watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. And if you have subscribed, hitting the like button always helps. So yeah, with that being said though, we will get into it and hope that I get a bit of a leash here. Maybe just save me a little bit of time. Brand support definitely gives me a very good leash. Now the patch did make Brand slightly weaker with his burn damage doing less to monsters, but that's fine. Starting off with Q here, this is your, I guess, bread and butter skill really. I guess your ult may be called that as well. It gives you just damage, but also when you stand on top of your path, you get increased AD, which is something to keep in mind. Actually, not going to smite this because the HP ended up working out quite nicely. If it's like at 600, you could just smite it. If it's under it, you don't have to. But yeah, it gives you attack like movement speed and attack damage while standing on top of your path, which is very good. And then that's really all it is. If it hits the enemy champion and they run away from you though, the path will follow them, which makes it very easy to chase because again you get the movement speed increase and the attack mainly the movement speed increase for that purpose obviously. So that's very nice there too. Your W is a spell shield that passively gives you 30% attack speed, which is also why you're taking it second, or why I'm taking it second, because it means that you just get 30% attack speed, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So there's yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you then block an ability with that skill, it will double that passive that you like, the passive 30% you get to 60% for 5 seconds. So that will up that value. And then your E is just a fear. It needs to tether for a while, and after a certain duration, it will fear, also giving you the 90% movement speed towards feared enemies. And that fear also persists if, like, let's say you have a Fiddlesticks on your team and your Fiddlesticks fears a target instead of you. Still works because it's still feared. So, you know, there is that to keep in mind. Now, starting off the clear here, we're just going to go for a full clear here, obviously. You can pick whether you want to start top or bot. It's kind of depending on what lane you think you can get the best gank on. In this situation, they have a ranged top against the melee top lane. So the likelihood of me being able to gank top lane is pretty high, which means I start bot side. If I have like a bot lane that pushes towards the other side, I can go for that as well. Because he is pushed in as well, I'm going to smite. If he wasn't pushed in, I wouldn't smite because then I'd be wasting my time. But because he is pushing, we're going to go for it. I'm going to hit this because he's going to flash as the first thing he does. So I'm going to hold my Q so I can chase afterwards later. And finish him off. We're going to push out the wave and give Darius all the CS. Because I lose value on him. Oh, I got one accidentally. I lose value on him. And that is good. So if he wasn't shoved in here, I would not smite that. Because then I would hold my smite for the Scuttle Crab. But because he was pushed in, I actually just straight up smite that. Because I want to save as much time as possible. Trying to go into that gank as fast as I possibly can. Now here we could just quickly finish off the Scuttle Crab. And then we're just going to reset. And spend our money to catch the next clear. Because as you can see, it's respawning already. Now, there is an argument to be made as well that you can skip out on this. If you feel like the enemy jungler is really pressuring your camps a bit more, then you should just reset quite like straight away, really. To make that a thing. Hex plate. Yes, thank you, game. Good. If I like the items I like to buy, I like the rush CDR boots. And the reason I like to do this is because it is not too likely you're going to finish your entire hex plate before you reach your ultimate. And for that reason, the 15 ability haste, getting straight to level 6 and lowering your ult cooldown instantly is quite nice. So I actually like doing that a lot. And yeah, that's what I'm going to go for here. Now here, I'm actually just going to clean up all my camps again. Also, the delay that I just did for the scuttle does mean that I am slightly later to void grubs if I want to take those. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you're going to go for a top gank, then it can definitely be an argument to be made to not do the scuttle and just make your next clear slightly quicker. You can definitely do that if you are facing a more aggressive early game jungler. Zac is fairly useless early game, like straight up. Like it's just not a very good champion to do anything with early on, which means that you have a lot more freedom as a jungler facing the Zac. And we see the Zac bot lane here, and we're just gonna send the Void Grubs because of that. We know exactly where he is, so we're just gonna take him real quick. Alright, group them together by like hitting the first one and dragging him back, and then we're just gonna be able to hit everything with our cleave. We have 2 smites ready for this, so we're gonna smite the first one and smite the last one. Alright, Darius unfortunately died. Focus them one at a time, but make sure you have the AoE on everything, of course. It's gonna die to 1 more AoE. And then we just have the smite for the last one. He is quite low, so we're gonna just kill this and move up and see if we can kill him. He is most likely going to respect it, which he did, yep. Okay, that's fine. There is definitely an option potentially here to invade. However, in this situation, I mean, I could have done it still, right? But I'm not doing it specifically, because if you really think about it, like the Orianna was not in lane, which means the enemy mid laner had priority, and my Darius is not in lane either. The Teemo is just gonna have priority there as well. Now, Teemo is low HP, so there was still potentially an option to go for that. But because of those 2 reasons, I was not going to go for the invade for his topside camps. And we're just going to go back to our topside camps, take those. Then the red will respawn. And because the red will respawn, the Krugs are going to respawn here soon as well. If you pick them up close enough to spawn point. So I can clear my entire bot side once again. Now I do have ultimate ready right here, so I want to use it relatively quickly. My quickest one would be bot lane, because it's currently pushing towards our side. So that's something to look for. If the enemy bot lane has backed off, that's fine. We're just gonna do red in the meantime. I'm gonna pick up the red buff going into the gank. I'm gonna smite here for extra speed, because I want to make sure I want to get to a gank relatively quickly here. Okay, that should be enough. We move. We're gonna go for the Ezreal here. Okay, I should have spell shielded that one. Okay, he picks up both. That's good enough for me. Perfect. Yeah, that's very good there. You want to use your ultimate as quickly as you can for like a good opportunity. Now, I was potentially having some time like looking at mid where I could maybe do it. But Kassadin is pretty tricky. Orianna doesn't have the best hard CC. Now, Orianna Nocturne is the most disgusting combo ever, because you can like have a ball delivery system essentially. Wait, hold up. Is that gonna be a death? Or not for that cat? Probably not. I'm the one auto-attacking this. I cannot do dragon here because of their bot lane. My bot lane just in base now. I would have had to do it instantly, but I didn't have smite and Zac was still up. And he had smite potential. If Zac was the one that died on bot lane as well, I would have gone dragon straight away. But because I didn't have a smite ready for dragon and his potential to steal would then be too high, I'm not gonna go for it. Now, with our ult on cooldown, I really just want to go and clear my camps again. We know that these 2 are up, and by like the time spent, these 2 should respawn relatively shortly. So we should be able to just take this, and we can, like as you can see, walk the blue, clear our topside camps once again, and just have a nice way to go for these camps right now. So we're looking good there. That's also why I'm like not resetting instantly right now, because I can just catch all the respawns and then reset after using my ult when it comes back up to, well, have efficiency, right? Pretty much. I can easily kill the Teemo in like 9 seconds if I want to as well. Maybe should go for that one, actually. If he stays on the turret, he'll go for it, but if he doesn't, then I won't. I don't think he will. Play on the turret there. Doesn't look like it. I mean, he could be invisible right there, just taking XP, but I doubt it. Okay, my bot lane is just winning now, which is good. I mean, obviously giving Jhin that double kill right there is pretty large. Still very easily throwable for him, though, to be fair, but, you know. Let's clean these up. I might be able to ult mid. I do want to ult something as fast as possible right now. Mid's a tricky one, though. I'll have 2 smites ready for the Void Grubs that are gonna spawn in about 10 seconds, so that's something I would like to look for. Okay, well, that's another kill for bot lane. Max your E second, because it increases the fear duration. Gonna walk over here. Again, auto attack at once, so to group them closer together. And then we're just gonna focus on the like middle one really. Just make our cleave hit everything, and then we smite. We have 2 smites once again. So we are going to smite the first one. And then we are going to smite the last one. Once again. You can have 2 smites for the void grubs. You can more so secure both, like all of them necessarily. Because if I only have like 1 smite ready for this, then you run into the issue of potentially getting 1 smite stolen by the enemy jungler. You could still get 1 smite stolen by the enemy jungler, don't get me wrong, but... Okay, I would like to ult something quickly before I reset. I know I have quite a bit of money. But yeah, there it is. There it is. Go for it. Instantly wait for the Teemo. Make sure I fear him. And just auto-attack him down, lethal tempo him. There we go. Beautiful. Make sure to push this into the turret and not get any of the CS because I don't need it. And then we just reset now, quite quickly. He might get the dragon, but that's okay. I got the void grubs, I got a kill on Teemo. If they get the dragon off of it, that's fine. Get my hex plate here, and then we move. Because now here as well, like, our bot side camps are respawning. My ult's on cooldown, so technically going for a fight isn't the best thing in the world. Here as well, like, my team, without me, realistically should have just given up dragon. There is no reason to really greed for it. I just made the decision not to go for the dragon. I made the decision to go for the 6 void grubs and a top lane gank. And that is my choice. If my team then after that wants to contest it, then that is their prerogative, essentially. But they were not going to win it. So I'm just going to be, like, consistent here. I'm going to, again, before I do anything, wait for my ultimate cooldown before I do anything. So within the time that I'm waiting, I'm going to be clearing my camps once again. If they get dragon, that's fine. So I'll be clearing my camps until I get my ultimate back. And make sure that I keep a nice tempo there. Good. As you can see, this is now respawning as well. So we can just have a nice, smooth clear once again. Making sure to pick up everything. Jhin is the one that didn't die, though. So I guess that's technically not too bad because of the fact that he was worth the shutdown. Cassidy has 2 kills, however, which is a bit interesting. Okay, so now my ult's up. Don't really know if Teemo is worth much, but let's go. Alright, good. Another kill. I'm not getting any kills myself, which is slightly unfortunate, but... On the other hand, it's fine. I should help him shove this turret before the 14-minute mark. I'm gonna let him clear that wave. I'm gonna check these Krugs real quick. We see the Zac bot lane, so we're just gonna take it while the wave collapses under the turret. And then afterwards, I will be pushing the turret with him to make sure we get the turret down in the last 50 seconds. So we can finish off the first turret gold and with the plating as well. After this one, I need to be focusing a little bit more on bot lane because apparently they cannot hold their lead for some reason. They are just inting a little bit. I mean, obviously, I see the gank, right? Like, sure, but okay. Apparently, my Darius is just running away from a dive on Teemo, which is interesting. I don't know about that one. Sure. Darius was pathing away from it, so I was like, I don't know about this. I guess we just don't pick up this camp here. Ooh. He's never going to try to fight me here. I'll just clear this. Hook him, please. Thank you. That's a good Zac ultimate, actually. Off that, we can probably... Actually, I do have ult, so I can look for something. I need to keep my Darius in mind here a little bit, because he is playing relatively aggressive. And I do want to ult something. I'll just take this in the meantime. Starting an entire Herald when Darius is still playing like relatively aggressive is not the best thing in the world. Also, something to note here, all my camps are respawning again, so I don't have the most time in the world. You can block the Rift Herald dash to get your W to proc for the extra attack speed. I'm now, like, at this moment in time, I started Herald, so I am not going to stop doing Herald. If this would be like a Zac move, then that is a Zac move. But Zac is bot line, so we're fine. Try to hit the eye as often as you can. And I really still want to ult quite quickly here if I can. Doesn't look... Okay, it looks like I'm going to get the opportunity here. I'm not in range for this because I'm not level 11 yet. Okay. I'm trying to make it here, buddy, but you are making... Yeah. I don't know about that one. Let's see if he comes this way somehow. Maybe he ults over here. No? No such luck? Okay. I'm not winning that, am I? My HP, that's way too risky. He doesn't have the ult, or doesn't have the mana for his ult stacks there, though. He's actually pretty strong. Darius pathed in such a manner that he made it literally the most difficult way for me to actually do anything. That's Cassin TP. Still want to look for my ultimate as fast as I can. I'm, at this point, actually going to hit level 11 before I ult, because that's going to give me an extra ult cooldown value. Ult please. There we go. That's what we're waiting for. Right before you land your ult on a target. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. How do I not get that kill? God, please, man. Just give me something. Jesus. I keep not getting the kill. Wow. 5 assists. Right before you land your ultimate, you want to make sure you Q. So right before you land the target, Q, and that gives you the highest likelihood of landing your Q on a target, which is good. So we're just gonna do this real quick, finish our bot side camps. Our ult's on cooldown once again, so, you know, there's that. We can take some time to farm. In this moment in time, I don't want to go for my topside camps, and the reason for that is the dragon's gonna spawn in 10 seconds. I do have a good amount of gold, I realize this, but my bot lane's gonna have priority here, and I kind of need to be sticking around right now. So we're just gonna clean this up, and then we're gonna move down and have this fight, which I think should still be fine. I'm technically slightly behind now, but, you know, that's fine. Spell shield. Jesus Christ. Finish these two off. Go for the back line. Make the easiest targets. Flash out. Okay, I do still have a spell shield, so I should be fine here. Perfect. I'm gonna shove this in as fast as I can. Give him the cannon. I'm just gonna herald. No! Dude, what is that aggro? Please, I need to finish this turret before the herald becomes clickable. There we go. Move this way. And then we're just gonna straight run this into that turret. That should be good. Make sure to hit the wave with... Whoa! What? Dude, that movement was way too smooth. They updated that, didn't they? God. They made the movement a lot more fluent, which is actually a pain in my ass, because that now means I just... Thank you for the execute. Jesus, man. I was able to maneuver past that turret way too well. That was not good. Okay, you ideally want to hit the turret there, but I think they adjusted the movement in this patch. I'm pretty sure they did, which sucks for me, because, you know, that's not great. Eclipse and to Cleaver. I can buy quite a lot of this right now, obviously. Past level 9, so you want to get a far side alteration as well. They get... Or my team gets a dragon at least. Okay, that's good. I was luckily able to execute, so I don't give anyone my shutdown. But... man, that movement. If I could have just hit the turret there, I could have gotten the 700 gold off that turret pretty easily. So that kind of sucks for me. Damn. That's very, very sad. Ooh, that's a free kill if I've ever seen one. He is out of position, so we're just going to ult him as soon as possible. There we go. Send the ult. Right before it lands, we throw the Q on him as well, so it lands on him and we can chase. The Q land is essential because it means that you can chase after. So even if they flash or dash away, the Q landing path gives you 35% movement speed, which will end up giving you the chasing potential against targets like that. So even if Cassidy would have had like 3 ults, he would not have been able to run away from me basically because of that, which is good. Now our ult's on cooldown once again, so we are just going to look to clear our camps as a priority here. I have an extra smite, so I'll use it, and I'll also go for the scuttle here instead of running to bot lane straight away. I missed my Q on the scuttle, lovely. I could just walk for Teemo here. Actually, my ult's gonna come up in 9. I think Darius kills this guy already. Yeah, that's definitely just a dead Teemo. There's no way.
An enemy
Yep, I did enough damage at top lane. Like, I ganked top lane quite a lot. So the enemy is not like the Teemo is not happy with that. Let's put it like that. Alright, our ult's now up, so we want to use it relatively soon. If you see a target you can use it on, absolutely go for it. But in the meantime, if I don't see a target, I'm just going to keep clearing my camps. Other situations I could look for are also dragons. Those are definitely options. Okay, going for this is a little far out of the way. And since the Zac is running at mid lane right now, we will run there too. So we are in the vicinity. He unfortunately missed that. We see 3 top. In this situation, I have some priorities. I could just go for his camps. Obviously, Darius is just dead here, but that's fine. Let's check any of this. Like, at this moment in game, like, if you can take anything from the enemy jungler, that is obviously very nice. How much is this gonna cost me? 1,550? Okay. I'll just go do my Krugs. It's not too much going on right now. Nothing too much to ult either, because the Cassidy was initially like bot, but went top lane now. I'd want to look for like targets by themselves, really. That's the most ideal thing you can do with your ultimate. So if I can do that, like group people like this is not something I'd really want to ult, because diving into the enemy team as a Nocturne is not the best thing you can do. Oh. Okay, well that's still not gonna be too great. The best target here is definitely the Ezreal. So I'm gonna smite this because I have 2 smites, and then we're just gonna clean the red buff up here and go for the Ezreal most likely. So we're just gonna use the portal. Move over this way. See if I can find an Ezreal real quick somewhere. Oh, he wanked up bot lane. Good, beautiful for me. There we go. He is now in range, so we ult, and right before we land, we Q him, so it lands. And then we spell shield, so if he hits us with an ability, my attack speed gets doubled from the passive 35 to 70. And that's a good kill. Now, my ult's on cooldown again, and there's nothing else on the map going on. Really, Dragon's gonna take another minute, so we're gonna recall right now. Make sure to buy our cleaver, clear our top side right before the Dragon's gonna spawn. My ult will be back up, my top side will be cleared, and then I can have all of that going into this Dragon play right here. Good. Give my team blue buff as well, which is never really a bad thing. Still 22 seconds on ult, so I don't want to look for anything too much. My team goes for anything, and that's kind of fine, but my next objective really is the 44-second Dragon spawn. Trying to keep that consistent. Ping this as well. Clean this up. My ult's now back up, so we can go back onto the map. And yeah, that's really the playstyle of this. My Gen has 8 kills, which is pretty good for him for sure. 205 CS. Level 15 with 6, 1 in 5. I probably could have snowballed slightly harder if I would have gotten more kills initially, but that was not the case. They actually don't have the best Baron damage, so there's that. Good flash. I just want to go for the Dragon here mostly. I can't really smite that. I mean, I can. I have 2 smites, but I want to have smite for Dragon. But I also want to get that for the XP. As a jungler, you get more, so... Darius is playing this relatively smart. Zoning the enemy team is good. Very good choices there. Yep. Can we get an engage going? I can. Good. That's the combo. That's right there. Nocturne has a ball delivery system for Ori, so you can just dive into the enemy team. And Ori is like the only champion that allows Nocturne to really dive straight into the enemy team like that. Because right before it lands, if Orianna uses it correctly, you can get that ball delivery. So, I mean, if you are gonna duo with somebody, and that duo is a mid laner, and that mid laner happens to be able to play Orianna, that's quite good for you. Because the combo is quite disgusting. So, I mean, if you have the option of playing Nocturne Orianna, that is the combo right there. So all Orianna has to do right before Nocturne lands, or like right as he lands, essentially, Ori needs to press ultimate, and then Orianna's ball radius doesn't matter. Which, I mean, yeah, that's something I can definitely abuse. I didn't want to do it too much, but, you know, I'll definitely show it, like right there. I will show it again in like an instance where that is gonna like occur, when I can potentially hit it on like 3 or 4 people, and you can really see the effect of it. But yeah, that's the strong combo. Do I want to ult that guy? I guess I could, because Jhin is probably not gonna get him. It's fine. You annoying little rat, Teemo. Like actually denying me the kill, really. The blind just doesn't allow it. Okay, okay. Alright, let's check for his topside counts. He probably cleared them just now because he ran from that direction, but that's fine. Now let's go for the Ezreal. Q here for a little bit of additional movement speed. He is not running though, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, works for me. We could just Baron here. Okay, Orianna's ult is back up. My ult is now back up as well, because I have very low ult cooldown, which is good. I just need Orianna to like... I need my team to just move towards it. I'm still kind of waiting for them to rotate over. Alright, good. I will go ball delivery system with Ori. She knows how the combo works. That's also another thing, right? Like, I wasn't too sure about doing it, because I don't know if she knows how the combo works, but she clearly does, so we're chilling. We are chilling. Smite out the Baron. Give me the ball, then. Perfect. I say perfect, but that's a little bit too much damage. I'm out. Fair enough. Apparently my Q didn't register as I landed there. I did click it, but it didn't go off, so I don't think it registered. So I may not have, like, clicked it in time or something. I don't even know what just happened, but no, it's whatever. I sadly don't have enough money for the item I want. That's kind of annoying. At this HP, I obviously can't push. Like, there's nothing I can do there. It's still a worthwhile trade, because obviously Zac died and I didn't. And I didn't overcommit to the situation, right? So that's good. But I'm currently gonna have to be careful. Okay, I might be able to help here. I am still low HP though, so it's still definitely scary to... Oh, that got blocked. That's lucky. He gets that. It's fine. I'm still too low on HP to really consider this. I don't really want to do anything else. Let's go Death's Dance here. Beautiful. And then last item here, I'm probably going to lead some magic resist, right? They're obviously like high magic damage still. So I'm going to just go Maw as my last item in this scenario. And that will be fine. Just a nice full build. We'll have some resistances for both and just like good HP and everything. Beautiful. Now later in the game you can also get rid of your CDR boots, because you have so much haste from your ultimate hunter, your hexblade, and everything, that the ability haste from those go down quite a bit in value. So you can opt for something else. Okay, Orianna greeted a little bit too hard there. You can opt for another option. I'm gonna go for this guy. He is by himself, so we send it. There we go, beautiful. At this stage in the game, that's really like consistently on cooldown. Just use it. It's 30 seconds cooldown, so no worries. We kind of need the Orianna, though. Going for the dragon. Her death there, timing there is not the most ideal. Jhin also just reset. We have 10 seconds on dragon and 15 seconds on my ult, sadly. Yeah, I don't really have the luxury of walking up at the moment. I need my team. Here is my team, though. Orianna's not here, but also doesn't have teleport. Could smite it. I'll ult there just for like the smite radius on it, so I can get the dragon and just focus the target here. Just the easiest one. The closest one is the one we're just gonna focus there. Quickly pick him up. The rest of them can run, but like I just hit the closest one at that point. That's fine. Also, like another mechanic with Nocturne's paranoia that you want to know is the fact that you don't necessarily have to ult instantly, right? You have plenty of time to actually use it, but you can disorientate the enemy team very effectively by using it, because the blinding effect in a team fight makes it very hard to properly team fight. So if a team fight is about to start and you're not in range yet, but you are about to be, for example, you could just use it. Even if the team fight starts and you aren't in range whatsoever, you could still you could still just ult to make it very, very difficult for the enemy to properly teamfight, and that way your team might actually win a teamfight as well. So all of those as a combination is also very valuable and something to consider. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. You don't have to ult and dash with it. You can always opt to just use it for the darkness. I'm gonna pick up the red buff here for the team, and we'll see if I can maybe make an engage happen still. I'm gonna have to be careful here, because my Orianna and everything else is kind of walking back, so I'll be resetting here too. Please take a reset. Brand has no mana, Darius. You're not about to do this. Let me get the mod that I was planning to go for.
An ally has been slain.
Lovely. Ally has been slain. We switched to boots for steel caps as well.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, team is winning still, apparently. Okay. Surprised that they won that, actually. Maybe the Kassadin wasn't close to the fight or something. That's possible. Okay. I guess my Jin's also relatively strong, eh? Fair enough. There we go, my last item. We're not gonna go like the Merc. I mean, I could have gone Mercs here, but I already have plenty of tenacity. I'm gonna build magic resist anyway, so it seems fine. Gonna go for Kassadin. Right as we land, we Q missed it there in that situation because Kassadin ult was too quick. Gonna have to back off though. We just hit the turret here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of DPS on that turret right there. We're gonna have to just leave. Lovely. Yep. Okay. I think my brand's kind of dead. Let me reset over here. Okay. Let me just walk this way, okay? Kassadin? Yes, I'm good. Q for some movement speed, and we'll just walk in the other direction at this point. I could definitely look for a move here. Go for the Kassadin. That's annoying as hell. Kassadin is super, super mobile, so he's actually like pretty much the only champ in the game that you can't completely effectively chase as Nocturne, sadly. Because he is just like, at this stage in the game after level 16 with his ult cooldown that low, like it's pretty hard. So yeah, he happened to get away. I think he only got away there because he also flashed. But, you know, that's fine. You can, like, the playstyle here is super consistent. I made sure to just clean farm and then use my ult off cooldown as much as I can. Again, their ult's back up in like 2 seconds, so I'm just going to use it again on a target here in a second. This Teemo, for example, is a good one. Right as we land, we Q. Missed the Q, apparently. Need to throw it there slightly better, but it's fine. Good, finish off the turret and finish off the game. But yeah, that's really it for Nocturne. Just consistency, and that's all it is. So if you guys have enjoyed this one, make sure to hit the like button below. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 28k damage, which is not the highest, but I'm also not expecting to be the highest. Nocturne is not a very good teamfight champion. Now, Orianna obviously helps. Like the ball combo, as you can see, it does help in teamfight potential. But compared to an 80 carry at a 30-minute game, or compared to just Brand in general, because Brand has colossal teamfight damage, so their damage numbers are going to be higher. My damage is more so pick related, right? Nocturne wants to ult targets by themselves for the most part. Again, with an Orianna that's slightly different, but I didn't want to use that combo too much this game. To show for like the general sense of playing Nocturne, right? You want to go for the targets that will walk into the side, targets by themselves, targets out of position, and catch those with Nocturne ultimate as much as possible. Diving into the enemy team needs to be avoided, and that will also at the same time kind of cost you some overall champion DPS. It is just going to be lower on this champion. It should still be pretty high. And I guess if my Jhin was a little bit less fed, I may still have outperformed damage-wise, but I also started the game going like 7 assists or something like that, which hampers your snowballing potential a bit too. But yeah, true damage here at 4,300, sorry, yes. Objective damage at 55.7k, very good amount there. We have healing done at 30k. Zac obviously way more because it's Zac at 46.8. Damage taken at 42k, which is the most. Self-mitigated at another 36.7. Gold earned at 16k, so I'm on par with Jhin. Even though he had like more kills than me. Still good CSing, good CS tempo, all of that is extremely valuable. So yeah. For the runes here, lethal tempo with okay uptime there. We have the Triumph for 2000 HP and additional gold. Then you have tenacity here, and I also have the tenacity in that in the small shard runes, right? You don't have to do that. You can go alacrity here as well for attack speed if you need less like tenacity, really. So the less CC you have, you can just take the attack speed, and for the runes, you can take the scaling health as well. A last stand for only 215 damage in this instance. You can go coup de grace, which will generally do a bit more damage in a lot of games. Like coup de grace this game, for example, probably would have netted me about 13 to 1400 damage, I would estimate. But the big but of that one is that coup de grace or last stand is much better in closer fights. So this 215 damage is relevant damage when I am below 60% HP. So in the closer fight scenarios, I am going to do more damage, and I've generally valued that higher than doing like an extra 1k damage off coup de grace throughout the game in general. If I can win like an early game fight by like 10 HP because I had last stand, that will be far more ideal than running coup de grace for the mid to late game, right? So it's really about winning those early game fights for the most part, to be able to snowball off that, and to be able to get a lead off that. And that is what last stand helps with. Like this 215 damage has been relevant damage when I was like relatively low HP, right? So I could win maybe an extra fight, like barely win an extra fight, even like by 5 or 10 HP. Those are the beautiful situations for last stand, and why you should take it. And then we have Ultimate Hunter for the ult cooldown, which is obvious reasons, right? Nocturne Ultimate, and to combine that, you take Eyeball Collection, because that is the most optimal shard to take, or the optimal rune to take at that point, for that tree. So, that is it for Nocturne though. Last item here would have been a Maw. Basically finish this item off, and then we are good. So yeah, with that being said, I upload daily, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.